Welcome back to Local 4 Live. It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Brecken! It's actually Superman. This time it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a smash hit at the box office for Superman 2025. The film not only tracked over $200 million worldwide, but it has audiences buying into that DC hype once again. Let's take a live look over on our website where a local film buff wrote a full spoiler-free review. So if you don't want the spoilers, don't watch it. And speaking of that local guy, here he is right now. Our 9 a.m. producer actually put on a nicer shirt today. I was expecting a full t-shirt, but here we go.
You know what, Nick? I got to dress up for you, man. I have
It's
to.
not just for me.
Just for you. I didn't want to dress too nice. I was like, I got to.
Well, it's a tieless, show. So
That's what I figured. People were telling me I had to wear a tie, and I'm like, I can't upstage Nick
expecting a t-shirt with
Monticelli.
like a tie printed on it.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so you saw the movie, was it yesterday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Just first impressions.
First impressions, I mean, man, this was an amazing movie. I went into this with a lot of expectations. We're coming off the heels of a not so great DC universe that was really started by Zack Snyder about 12 years ago with The Man of Steel, Henry Cavill.
Yep.
Not a lot of those movies really performed that well at the box office, and DC kind of figured that out a while back. So they kind of, reworked a couple of things. They got James Gunn, who was from Marvel originally, doing the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy.
Yep. Amazing
Movies, amazing style. He has his own real feel to the movies, and he said, they made him the head of DC movies, and I was very excited when I heard that. I know he brings a really his own style to films, and I knew he was going to do something good with DC, and it did not disappoint. We get a real fresh look at Superman during this movie. He is in his early careers. He's about 3 years into Superman at this time, and he is still. Through Superman and through the characters, we learned the two major themes of this movie. The one being that there is definitely room to grow for this DC universe. There's room for new characters, new stories. There is, we're starting from scratch here.
Yeah. So in terms of storylines, is there enough? Some people say, okay, we've had so many Superman movies at this point, and we keep redoing the same thing over and over again. But it seems like they've kind of rewritten it enough where this is a brand new Superman.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I think they do with Superman that's insanely original is we are not getting both an origin story for a Superman, or we're not getting a very seasoned Superman. We're getting a Superman
right in the middle.
Right in the middle. He is still learning things. He is learning that he can't go enforcing his justice wherever he pleases. There's rules that he's got to follow. There's things that he has to do in order to save the people that he cares about. And especially one of the things that I like a lot is his relationship with the characters, especially Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, all those classic characters.
Yeah.
And we find, and again, no spoilers. We are finding Clark and Lois in a very interesting point in their relationship. They're only maybe a few months in, and they're not entirely sure that they want to continue this relationship. So I think this movie really, on top of that, marries the Clark Kent and Superman personas, because essentially they are different characters.
Right.
They do that really, really well. Clark is essentially this bumbling guy, and Superman is this larger-than-life, character.
How dare you call him bumbling?
He's a little bumbling, Nick. He's just a little bit,
That's fair. Okay, in terms of production, special effects, just right, over the top, not enough? What do you think?
I really have to say, just right. Again, James Gunn wrote and directed this movie. Not only is he the head of the DC movies now, but he took it really into his hands here, and he didn't disappoint. This action is amazing. You get a lot of superhero movies with blind action. A lot of just fighting each other, nonstop action.
Yeah. Too much for no reason.
Absolutely, man. And this action has every piece of it is perfectly crafted. It has a reason, and it's entirely stylistic to this movie. You think you get Superman punching bad guys, and that's kind of it. But the camera really follows him. You feel like you're up in the sky with him. It is a lot of long, continuous shots, which is what this movie really needed. It gives it this sense of unique, that I think it really needed.
So we asked our viewers what they thought of the new movie over on our website, clickondetroit.com. One said, I thought the film was great. Such a refreshing take on Superman. I can't wait to see what's next. That is Jerome.
Jerome, I
then
couldn't
we
agree
have
more.
Brock Nato. I can't even read that. I'll admit this movie started off a little confusing, and for a minute there I was concerned. Even thought, did I walk into the wrong superhero universe? Yeah. But once the action kicked in and the real story began to unfold, I was like, dang, this movie is awesome.
Brock Nato, I could not agree more. I really couldn't.
Oh, and Jaslyn writes, the new Superman movie was incredible, uplifting, emotional, and surprisingly funny. Whether you're a diehard fan or completely new to the Superman lore, The film stands on its own. It delivers a powerful, entertaining story. You will not be bored. Jasmine's like a professional critic.
Jaslyn, you know what? I think that was
Get
a
it,
great
Jaslyn?
review. Yeah, you're doing my job over here. What are you
Okay,
doing?
so I do want to ask you though.
Absolutely.
There have been so many superhero movies,
Yes.
right? Are we oversaturated?
So here's a great thing that I love talking about this, because James Gunn was asked this very same thing. You know, we've been seeing a lot of superhero movies lately, especially from Marvel, and not too much from DC lately. And they asked him, how are you going to combat that superhero movie fatigue? And Gunn replied, I think the best way that he could. And I think people aren't suffering from superhero movie fatigue. They're suffering from mediocre movie fatigue.
Oh, okay.
That is what
so
I
it's
really-
just trying to turn a profit, not tell a good story.
Exactly, you know, and a lot of the stuff, you know, the end credit scenes that Marvel was known for, you know, ended up just being, you know, in later years, just a cash grab towards, hey, here's a promotion for what we're doing next. But DC does have things that tease ahead to other movies, but it feels so natural in the story. Again, the overall story gets the themes across perfectly. It starts this entirely new universe that I really think people are going to enjoy.
So now you get to feel this side of it. The producer is wrapping us.
I know.
Now you can't talk anymore.
See, that's what it is, man. Now I know how it feels when I'm in your.
Now you know when somebody tells you to stop talking. All right, good job, man. We'll
Thank
do
you.
this again sometime.
We absolutely will.
All right, when we come back, we're going to check in with Kim and Tati.